Our year 2011 was a good, strong year. It wasn't our best year, but it was a good year. Started out very strong, slowed down a little bit towards the fall. We were getting a little worried with all the stock markets and the economic upheavals that are happening in the world. But then at the holiday season, we had a wonderful, wonderful Christmas holiday season. So we ended up very strong at the end of 2011. So we are cautiously optimistic for 2012. Our customers, who are the upper end executives and families, both in the East and in the Northern California, are adjusting to the new world. We've already had a lot of adjustments in our country. It's still challenging, but when our customers are coming back into our stores and they're buying the fine Italian products that we carry, the Brioni, Zegna, Loro Piana, Cucinelli, Etro, shoes from Bontoni and Todd's. And our customers, our consumers, are buying not as much as they bought in 2007, but they're not trading down. They love the fine, unique products that we do trunk shows, special events, a lot of special events to bring the customers and the clients into the stores to buy these particular items. Our sport coats in particular are strong. Our sport shirts, sweaters, shoes. Most of the areas are getting more casual than business, although in our store in Greenwich, Connecticut and Westport, Connecticut, close to New York City, and our store in San Francisco, people still are wearing suits. The bankers, the investment bankers, the people that put companies together, they're still wearing suits. And even in Silicon Valley, in Palo Alto, when they're buying some suits, but they're not wearing them there. They're wearing more sport coats or just sport shirts and sweaters. When they come to New York, when they come to Milan, when they come to London, they come to New York, they wear their suits. So it's a mixture. So our business really continues to be, the trend continues to be strong. The silhouettes everything is becoming much trimmer in all areas, be it suits or jackets or sweaters or trousers. Everything is becoming trimmer. That's the big trend in terms of what's new in the menswear business. And we're having fun doing that. Our business, and I believe it's true for most businesses in the men's upper end, is becoming much more personalized. Our customers we need to get to know our customers in a very personal way. So we know what they like and what they don't like, and where they're traveling and where they're going, so we can fix the right wardrobe, the right clothing, especially for them. And then they come back in and they have a cup of coffee, a cappuccino. You know, we try to personalize every single garment for every single customer. That's what we do in our business. And again, we're very, very grateful to our Italian friends for continuing the really fine fabrics, the quality tailoring that only comes by just knowing of literally decades and centuries of how it's put together. And we appreciate that, and our customers appreciate it in the United States.
We think it's going to be an interesting 2012. I don't think any of us right now can fully anticipate what the year is going to bring. You know, there's economic crises around the world. It'll affect banking. It's going to affect credit to the brands we deal with, particularly here in Europe. And we don't know how it's really going to impact the American stock market. The stock market rise and fall directly affects our business. So our anticipation is to be a little conservative. We've kind of backed down on our plans over the past couple of months. So we'll probably be in the moderate growth range in terms of our preparation. We will continue to be very disciplined with inventory and very focused where we invest our inventory. We're forecasting an increase for sure. We had, say 6 months ago, had been forecasting a more aggressive growth for the year because we've had a very good year. Saks has had a very strong year to date, and our year ends in a few weeks. The product business, the product categories have been very interesting. First, our overall luxury business has been quite strong. It continues in the obvious categories of handbags and shoes, and we've made significant capital investments in both of those areas over the year and have a pretty healthy capital investment strategy for 2012. But what I find interesting right now is everybody wants to be a handbag brand, even if they're a ready-to-wear based brand. And there's just not going to be enough room for everybody to play in this territory because of what I just mentioned. So that's one. The shoe business continues to be super strong. The men's business has been at a very strong season this year. What we didn't expect was men's tailored has kind of led the way. And in a year of caution, our men's tailored business was extraordinary. We had a very difficult time, quite frankly, keeping up with it, getting additional inventory. But throughout men's, the formal part, dress shirts, ties, tailored, sport coats, as well as sportswear and footwear, all been very strong. Our cosmetics business has been mid-single digit. We're very happy with that. We've changed our promotional cadence and taken cosmetics out of a lot of events that we had them in before, so it's a very clean business today. We're very proud of that. We've developed in our, we call it good zone of ready-to-wear, which would be contemporary and the old bridge zone. We redeveloped that area. We now call it Wear Now. In New York, we renovated our 4th floor, which has achieved great kudos, and we have brands such as Valentino Red and Emma Sony and Ralph Lauren Blue Label and Tahari, Burberry Brit, Tory Burch, brands of that level. So we will be finishing up that renovation beginning now. It's actually has already begun. And we feel very good about it. We've developed a very significant private brand component to that business. We have American designers who are working with us, from the designer category, who've worked with us to create a new brand under our own label, and so far so good. So I feel good about it. Probably the toughest part of our business, and where the headwinds are the strongest, is in designer apparel. It's either great or it's not great. And so what we're seeing, women responding to, they want color, they want sexy clothes, they want cocktail clothes, but they need to be sexy and they need to have color. And one of our biggest challenges, quite frankly, in this market is making the brand sensitive to this, where the product has been more tailored, more suited. The business, quite frankly, is very bad, whether that's from domestic resource or European resource for us. So we need people to really take a step back. The old formula is not going to be the new formula. The brands who've recognized that and have been able to, say, within their collection, distort categories or classifications of product and distort it in a way that we can buy into it in a very meaningful way and make a major statement of clothes that I'm speaking about, have done super well. We're making very tough decisions in terms of where our inventories are going to be. We're not going to increase our inventories in a dramatic way, so we're running very disciplined inventories. So the question is not this year, last year with brands. It's really, I'm looking at it with weeks of supply, the efficiency of inventory, the gross margin return on investment, and we're going to move significant inventory dollars into where the business is performing, which will mean significant decreases for those brands that are not adjusting their business model. So if you haven't done it, I really urge you to really put that business model under review, because I think what we're facing today is what we're going to be facing for, more than 2012. A very savvy customer, looking for great service, looking for emotional product, and product that really fits her lifestyle. So, and she wants value. I mean, she appreciates quality and she appreciates design, but she wants a price-value relationship. My sense is we're going to be assuming our customers are going to will be looking for price decreases this coming year because of the euro relationship to the dollar. We haven't seen that yet in the men's market. I guess maybe when the euro goes down, the prices just go up a little less. So I think we really have to be sensitive to that. You've really got to manage your price-value relationships, and and really understand the competitive environment so that you understand those folks who are doing very well, what are they doing? How are they doing it better? You know, why is the customer responding better to their products?
So that forecast for 2012, it's quite promising. We have been experiencing growth in the emerging markets. All the emerging markets are experiencing a great internal development on their economies. So this is pushing very much the development for the luxury market. On more mature, let's say the first world economies, you still see some growth, specific opportunities in the markets. So the forecast for 2012, I would say, is promising, especially for those brands which are investing in content, investing on their own private labels, on the extension of their offer. So it's a good beginning of the year, and we see a quite important future for 2012. I think we will see a continuous development on accessories. Accessories was in 2011 one of the strongest segment of development, and this will probably continue in 2012. There are, of course, opportunities in any other segments like ready-to-wear, like jewelry and watches, but fashion accessories, especially bags, have been, and shoes have been quite strong, and this is a tendency that should continue in the year of 2012. In period of crisis, you see more and more clients looking for value, looking for content, and those brands which has a very clear statement and a very clear value added are probably the one who can mostly develop and most growth. So the consumer habits, you will see two different consumer habits. First, on the emerging markets, where you have brands which are with products which are quite iconic, and then there's a demand for people who are entering and experiencing the luxury market for the first time, which are eager to consume, eager to get products which are already well known and iconic. So this is a tendency you will still see in the market. On other markets, more mature, there still will be a very strong demand for the luxury brands, which you see products which had already a long-lasting, and brands which has a long-lasting history, developing new products, enlarging their product offer and category. So I don't see especially a segment or a specific one, but all of them has a very good opportunity to growth. Even besides the question of the economic crisis, which of course affect very much the emotional attitude of the client, and this is something which can always create an impact on the buying mode, on the expenditures of the client. Brazil, like other Latin countries, they are very emotional clients. They are very aware of the international trends in the market. They follow a lot in the internet, on the magazines. So, of course, they are eager to consume the last hit, the last product, or the last development. So the glamorous side and the fashion side is still very strong. But on the other hand, you must realize there's a value for a luxury product, and of course, the quality is a crucial item, and they're paying value for quality. So quality will always be linked as a basis of any luxury brand. So I think that both goes together, and it depends much more on the maturity of the client, on the maturity of the market, if this is something more kind of an impulse, or it's more a client who is entering, experiencing for the first time, they gain access. You see the money moving very quickly in the market in Brazil, There's an enlargement of the upper middle class in Brazil. The consumption is in growth. The market rate of employment is strong. So this is all adds potential opportunities for the market. You have both tendencies going together for glamour and for quality. Well, Italy has always been known for the creativity and for the capacity and the talent for design and for the fabrics. This always has been a reference in the market, and for sure it will always continue to be. It's a very strong base on creation, on development, on technique, on innovation. So Italy has been very, very strong, and the textiles of Italy has always been a benchmark for everywhere. So not only by the quality, but by the creativity and the level of innovation, capacity to surprise the world year after year in terms of new tendency, new development, new products, new techniques, and it's a very strong and will always be a very strong reference worldwide.
2012 is going to be a tough year in Spain, but all the cities that receive tourism are going to perform above the average. And this is the case of Barcelona. The forecast for tourists in Barcelona is quite good, particularly Russians, and the second place will be Chinese, Americans, and thanks to them, our forecast is slightly better than the rest of the country. So we're talking about handbags primarily, and women's shoes. I would say that, in my opinion, it's been an acceleration of what everybody's calling the hourglass effect. That means that with the crisis, the upper level and the lower level are getting bigger, and the middle level is getting narrower. So in a sense, I forecast a certain increase in luxury, and the medium level will suffer more. The consumer that is looking for luxury wants luxury in the product, so everybody should pay a lot of attention to the quality of the product, to the creativity of their products, and of course the points of sale must pay attention to service. But consumers that are looking for luxury are looking for luxury. That means high quality product with high quality creativity and in a high quality environment. Italian companies, of course, are among the best in quality, as well with the French companies, the French designers. In menswear, I would say that Italy is unbeatable. It's really the best offer comes from the Italian designers. When we talk about women's wear, Italy is also important, but the French designers and everything that's presented in Paris is also very important.
So in the Russian market, what was happening in 2011, our main target group, they were mainly formed of our VIP clients, which were maybe small in numbers, but in volume they were about 80% of our sales. What happened in 2011, a big number of those big clients, they already left Russia abroad. And now we are gaining a new, what I would call high, high middle class segment, which is replacing those clients. That's why in 2011, the market was stable. We gained some points, but it was not a big jump comparing to 2010. What we think about 2012, let's say like this, there is two new things are coming in Russia now. It's very specific Russian market. One of them, there is the government has announced a new tax on luxury. We don't know what was it. We don't know how much it will be. So that can affect. And the second positive one, maybe it will happen also because of the WTO adherence of Russia to the WTO. we may have a tax VAT back, the VAT back to our clients who are coming from abroad. That will be the positive one. But anyway, we are waiting for 2012 to be also stable, not too much higher than 2011. Some changes and consumer, but frankly speaking, it's also coming changes from the brand owners. Yes, because of the crisis, there are some brand owners who they went into reducing marketing. They went into changing the quality price segmentation. And what we saw lately, that only the brand who didn't play with that quality price and who didn't make any cut in the marketing budgets, they are the one who gained. And we are waiting also from the brand in the future to have what I would call a clever marketing. Because of all what we saw till now, I think we have exhausted all the what we mean by marketing, the classical marketing tools. Now we need a new era of marketing and this is also weighted from the brands. Russia is always a ready-to-wear market. The accessory is gaining, but it's still mainly a country of ready-to-wear. It's a bit different from Asia, it's a bit different from Europe in that sense. The ready-to-wear is still the main, and it's shifting a bit to the accessories, but it's not significant like in Europe. The Italian brand, they are very good in Russia. I would say they are still performing at the same level like before if we are comparing Italian luxury to the French luxury or to other countries' luxury. They are, I think, at the same level. There is some brand who are now coming for themselves. There are some brand who are opening more, wider, bigger shops, and that's happening. It's the Italian brand are very, very, very well accepted in Russia, I would say.
Thai consumers are very fashion-forward and very receptive to new trends and popular luxury brands. The Thai luxury market has seen a double-digit growth for the past year. The top product categories are handbags, small leather goods, and accessories, and these are expected to lead the sales in 2012. We are also seeing an interest in men's fashion, particularly the male tourists from China. At our flagship store, Central Chitlong, our men's and ladies' luxury fashion zones have been rapidly and extensively expanded over the past few years, with a number of new labels added to our line. Another strong category is luxury brand children's wear. We have had a very positive customer response from both Thais and foreign visitors after introducing several children's collections. With double-digit growth again expected for Thailand in 2012, luxury market sales outlook does indeed look promising.
We've just entered the Lunar New Year and the Year of the Dragon. I'm pleased to see that we are experiencing growth in the business, especially in our fastest growing market, China. We have been mindful of fluctuations in global economical growth since last year and the European debt crisis and the slow US recovery. But amid this environment, our overall sales rose to a record in 2011. Consumer sentiment hasn't been dampened by the volatility in global markets, and we remain cautiously optimistic about 2012. For this year, although there are some uncertainties over global economic growth, we are still seeing healthy consumption of luxury products. And we have continued to open new stores to keep pace with the demand in the second and third tier cities of China. We see sales growth accelerating to almost 30% in China in 2012 as people's income rises, especially in the second and third tier cities in the mainland. We see China exceeding the US in the next year or two for the biggest market for luxury goods. It's proven that strong presence of a brand in China will end up helping its business in the rest of the world. Our brand partners, therefore, are working with us to speed up the investment and expansion in China. Consumption of contemporary ready-to-wear is powering over our growth in China, and we see the momentum building. Cosmetics, shoes, leather goods, and accessories are also growing significantly. Well, our customers in China especially are becoming more internet savvy and are more knowledgeable about the latest fashion trends and designs. So it's increasingly important for us to bring the latest design collections to Asia to meet this demand. I must say, these younger generations of consumers are starting to appreciate and learning how to mix and match different tiers of brands and products. Italian woven, Italian knitwear, and cashmere are still among the world's best, and Chinese consumers prefer products that meant high quality, top craftsmanship, especially for suiting and luxury knitwear. Many of our consumers in China prefer paying more for the Made in Italy label textile products because they have greater confidence in their quality.